I'm Ruth Riggy, and I play Sydney.
And I'm Ava Colker, and I play Olive.
Hi, I'm Christian J. Simon, and I play Leah.
I'm Jackson Dollinger, and I play Young Max.
How would you describe your character in 3 words?
Outgoing, creative, strong-willed.
Do I get 6 because I play 2 characters?
You can take as many as you want.
Skateboarder, outgoing, collected.
Fun, goofy, and heartfelt.
I'd say quirky, loyal, and crafty.
Fun. Adventurous. I'm going with GJ. Bossy.
He's funny, he loves technology, and he likes to dance.
And then young Judy is terrifying? Mm-hmm. Not quite terrifying. Strict.
Strict. That's better.
Sarcastic. Words that have never been used to describe a Disney parent before.
And I love the chemistry that you guys have off screen and on screen. Was that something, did you find that in the chemistry read, or did it just happen on set? How'd that work?
So I had already gotten the role, but we didn't have a best friend for the show, so we went for chemistry reads, and there was a few girls I went in and read with. And after I read with Ava, I was like, this girl is so cool, and she better get it, because she's so good. And immediately we clicked, we exchanged phone numbers, and
Even
we've
before we
been
went in,
great
right when I met
friends.
her, we exchanged phone numbers.
Yeah,
Which is really cool.
and we've been really close ever since.
And on screen has helped us get closer friends, but especially our off screen time together has, I think,
Brought
made
us
our
closer.
on screen relationship so much more real, because it is really real.
Yeah, we met each other at the chemistry read, and I went home that night. I was like, I really hope he gets the job. And the first day of the pilot, I saw him, and we just ran up and gave each other a big hug.
Yeah, I was so excited that I seen him, and we also seen each other at the audition, and we were hoping to get the job. So yeah.
You guys kind of have, I feel like, one of the most fun parts on the show in that you're in the 90s, which obviously you were not around for. So did you have to, like, ask your parents, like, what some of the stuff is, or, like, do research?
You know, we did ask our parents for some of the things, and also, like, the crew helped us out, too, because they could relate to some of the stuff, too.
There's a lot of times where we kind of wish we could do some scenes together, but since we're in different time zones, it's like really difficult because like off screen, all 4 of us get so much time together between like our breaks or school time, or we just get a lot of time together, and then we're like separated when we film and we work and do all that stuff. So yeah, we get to go and visit and watch them every now and then, but mostly it's kind of separate on screen stuff.
So you're kind of, like, hoping there's, like, a time travel episode or a
Oh,
dream
yeah.
where you wake up and you're with your dad, like, when he's younger,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
pitch
have
that
to
now,
see.
right?
We'll
Or-
see.
Maybe. Oh. The parent dynamic is different on the show. I don't know
It
if we've
is.
really had a single dad before and a grandma together.
Right.
Who
on
was
the
a single
show,
mom.
Right? So what's that like, bringing a different type of family to Disney Channel?
I think it probably reflects most families that are watching. I mean, and it also makes you not feel bad if you are coming from a single parent family and you're watching, and a lot of the traditional sitcoms are 2-parent. This is really probably more reflective of what's going on right now. Who's raising who? And I love that it's multi-generational.
Yeah, I think that that's probably true. People will relate to it on a level that a lot of times they don't get to. Kids will especially. And I think at the same time, as a parent watching it, maybe you'll even learn that it could be difficult to be a single parent and the pitfalls of that.
And I love that you play in both generations, at both timelines. Is that fun to play the same character but like 2 different sides of the same character?
Yes, it is fun. To me, they are completely different characters, which makes me realize that when the hard work is done, she's really in a position to play. You know, she knows her son turned out really well, and she loves her granddaughter, and she's like sort of, I don't think she's the matriarch. It's very, I mean, you're sort of the rock, and
Yeah.
she's more like an older child.
I've got 2
I
kids.
like that dynamic, though, that, you know, it's every role is sort of turned on its head. And then in the 90s, she's a single mother who really wants to protect her son. And so it is so liberating to play that character who is just like tough, single-minded, no is no. Because myself as a mother, I'm like, yeah, of course, we can do that. Sure. I always said, if you do all your homework, we can do whatever.
And I love all the baby pictures of you all over the walls. Did
Oh,
you get to?
Di.
Did you get to pick those? Did your mom pick
They
them?
asked, do you have any photos of you just growing up that you would have around the house? Me in Europe, jet setter. But so we sent a bunch of photos that we had, and they ended up all around the house.
Were there any that you were like, no, that can't go up? Because I feel like my parents would
Well,
send
I
the
mean,
worst
the ones
pictures.
that happened, they did go up anyways.
What episode are you most excited for people to see? Is there a specific one that you can tease?
Probably the one where we work with the turtle and the dog, because that has a lot of animals in it and it's super fun.
Awesome. What about for you?
One of my favorite ones was where we had to impress a girl and we just kept one-upping each other. So I thought that was a pretty cool episode, and we ate sushi to impress her.
I'm really excited for people to see episode 3 because it's about female rights and finding what your passion is.
I am excited for a lot of the episodes because there's a big mix between the aww and then the big laughs and the messy stuff. So I think there's a wide variety
going
of
on.
stuff. So episode 7 I really liked because that was one of the messier episodes, and I really liked that one.
And you guys obviously get in some sticky situations throughout the show that maybe you haven't had it happen to you in real life, but are you gonna like take advice from like things that your characters do or don't do for later on if you ever come across those situations, do you think?
I won't listen to my character. My character's too crazy. He should, though.
I
We don't
think
try
we
a
know
lot of
how
it,
to avert situations now for if we're up to anything.
And looking back on the situations that happen in this show, does it remind you of things you got away with as a kid or that you didn't? And do you ever suggest any ideas for the show?
I got away with nothing. My mother ruled the house. I loved her, and she was such a good mother because she had this, like, instilled this fear of, like, you can do that, but you're going to disappoint me. No, I don't ever want to disappoint you. So that was it. Total nerd.
I didn't get away with anything because I didn't try, because I was a dream child.
Sorry.
As my parents would tell you. No, I think that ideas for the show, yes. I know we've both said things that are ideas for the show because we were both children and now we're both parents in real life. So there are some things that I think would be great for the show, and I know she does as well. But as far as things I got away with, I didn't get away with much.
What's the worst thing you did as a kid?
Oh, I stole a Coke in 7th grade, a can of Coke
From a store?
from the science class.
Oh, all right.
The refrigerator, but right in it. But the funny thing is, real quick story. So the teacher turned around and saw me going into his refrigerator, but instead of stopping, I grabbed it and continued to take it anyway.
Wow.
And obviously did not get away with that. I was caught. The kid that put me up to it, the kid that told me it would be a good idea, I saw walking down the hall the next day crying, say, just tell him, man, they know. And so he had already flipped on me.
It's that guilty conscience
The
thing
worst-
going on. Right?
The worst thing I did as a child is I cut a picture out of a National Geographic magazine. That's the level of nerd we were at. And my mother was like, how could you? It's like, I wanted to get an A on the project and I needed it for the poster board. That was it.
Really,
Oh,
out of the
man.
two of us, I'm the hardcore criminal.
Yeah.
I can
He stole a
tell.
Coke and I cut a picture out of a magazine.
Yep, that's it.
We are really good to be around children because we are giant nerds.
Do you think that if you were a kid these days with social media on that, you would have survived, or do you like that you grew up in a time with no social media?
I am so grateful that rejection was hard enough. If it came on 50 different platforms and then I could like cross-check exactly where my ex-boyfriend was and who he was with at all times, it's like Israeli intelligence. It's just like you can pinpoint everyone's exact location. It would completely freak me out. I don't like it. I think there should only be nice comments.
I think I would do okay just because I'm a gadget nerd. So I'm like, always have to have the latest and the greatest of everything. Yeah, nerd. I mean, I had a beeper way before everybody else, and I had a two-way pager way before everybody else, and I had a cell phone way before everybody. I did have all these things. I was super nerdy. So I think I would love that aspect of it. But that being said, the pressure of keeping up with it and like just posting this and posting that and all that, I find it exhausting, and I do it like once every 4 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it would be like to be a child and really have that as well. There's enough pressure at school and at home anyway, and adding that, I think that's rough.
And even as a kid, if you had like any kind of like insecurities about like you didn't think someone didn't like you, it's confirmed in writing on a button, like not like, like oh.
Yeah.
very little is left to the imagination of your popularity.
Definitely watch Sydney to the Max because it is a family-oriented show and parents and kids can relate to it.
Super nostalgic.
I feel like this will be one of the shows where like the kids or the parents will be like, Sydney to the Max is coming on, everybody in the living room. Or I feel like it's one of those shows where the family will cuddle up on the couch and watch it together. It's a fun, loving, hilarious family show.